Welcome to the Rocky Garza Show, where we explore the collision of a deeply meaningful life and a wildly impactful career. I'm your host, Rocky Garza, and with over a decade of experience as a coach, consultant, and keynote speaker to many Fortune 500 companies, I'm here to share personal stories and expert advice to help you gain clarity, build confidence, and discover that you too can build the life you actually want. Whether you're a high achiever looking for a more full life or a leader striving for professional success with purpose, this podcast was designed with you in mind. Welcome to the Rocky Garza Show. I'm your host, Rocky Garza, and it is an absolute pleasure to be here with you today. Today, what I want to do is I want to talk about something that maybe over the course of the last decade is one of the most valuable, meaningful, important things to me. Today, I want to talk about lead like you, not like them. And I want to be clear, this is not just a slogan or just a good theme. To me, this is sort of a proverbial stake in the ground around our leadership, around who we are, around what it means to actually live a life that is yours. And so my question to you as we begin is, if you have ever felt like you had to be someone else in order to lead well, I want to be able to push back on that during our time today. I want you to be able to think through, not with motivation, not with inspiration, not trying to pump you up, from a deep place of conviction. Where have you felt like you needed to be someone else in order to be successful? See, here's the reality. Too many of us out there, too many of you are stuck in mimic mode. And we can all fall victim to it. We read the books, we watch the talks, we follow the formulas, we've seen the TEDx, we downloaded the app, we followed the blocking, we bought the journal, we got the pen, and we wonder why at times we feel like an imposter. See, comparison is a liar. Comparison is a liar because performance without identity is simply burnout waiting to happen. I want you to think about that. Performance, doing for the sake of doing without a deep sense of identity, purpose, or value is just activity. It is not progress, and it is burnout waiting to happen. We don't need another version of them. We need the only version of you. The clearest, most honest, most grounded version of you is what we're going for. Lead like you, not like them is not a statement about them. It is a deep convictional statement about you. Now, where in your leadership do you find yourself mimicking someone else's style, their voice, or their energy, only to find out you have yet to yield the results that you are looking for? I have been in this business for over a decade, longer than I have had children. I have been coaching. I have been speaking for 2 decades. And can I tell you the amount of times that I have felt this deep belief that I had to change who I was. I had to come up with a whole new system. I had to change everything because I saw people who were doing it a different way, and I perceived that what they were doing was more successful than what I was currently doing. And therefore, I felt like in order for me to get it right, I had to go do what they were doing. I had to mimic how they showed up on stage. I had to wear a sports coat because they did. I had to talk about some greatest revelation or the worst thing that's ever happened to me in order for them to take me seriously. I spent the first 5-6 years as a professional speaker, and every keynote started the same way, with my story and my story and my story and where I was at, because I felt like if I didn't give you all the drama about the first 30 years of my life, then you wouldn't believe me, you wouldn't trust me, because there wasn't anything unique enough about me. So I had to show you why I was like them. What would it look like for you to stop performing and start leading from who you actually were? I am not asking you to not hit your numbers. I'm not asking you to not hit your KPIs. I'm not asking you. I am simply saying this, maybe a little cheesy, but stay with me. What I'm saying is, what would happen if for every KPI you had, for every key performance indicator you had, you made sure that that was followed up with the other KPI, the key purpose indicator, the thing that really showed you I am in fact doing the thing that I love the way only I can. See, even now, if you're seeing this and you're watching this on YouTube, if you can't see me, I have a t-shirt on, one of my favorite brands. I'm rocking the glasses. I have on one of my favorite hats. And this is not the most professional thing in the world. I went back and forth about should I or even should I not be wearing this in a recording. If you're watching us live here on video, if you're seeing this and you're thinking that doesn't look like an advisor to executives, I didn't ask to be seen as an advisor to executives. I asked to be seen like me. And because I want to lead like me. And the same way I'm encouraging you to lead like you. So what does that mean? What does it actually mean to lead like you? Well, I think it starts with this. It means not ignoring the very best practices. It means not ignoring the reality that we want to continue to grow and we want to learn. That's obviously there. What it means is that you stop outsourcing your leadership identity to somebody else's highlight reel, hoping that you can catch a glimpse of it and maybe they'll include you. I love all of the people in the leadership space who have grown and developed, and Patrick Lencioni and John Maxwell and Tony Robbins and Brene Brown and Mel Robbins. I love all of them. I love their books. I love what they do. But anytime I've tried to do what they are doing, it has never worked in my favor. But the times that I've really doubled down, even when I was scared, even when it was unknown, when I knew my values and I lived into them, that's when I create the deepest connections. When I understand my strengths and I really leverage them and I get out of the way and I stop trying to do things I was never made or designed to do and I let the team do them, or I let my wife do them, or I let the kids do them, or I let somebody else do them. And very be clear, this is not the letting go of responsibility. It's making sure that I am responsible for the things I should actually be responsible for. It means you get really clear on who you are before you try to tell someone else who they are. It means that you get really clear on who you are as you step into your role of leadership. Because the closer you are to yourself, the clearer everything else becomes. And I know some of us listen to this and they think, Rocky, don't give me this woo-woo, feel-good, fluffy hype. Do the work, shut up, right? My good friend John Wetmore says, do more now, get better later. And I love that. I love the idea of that. I love the idea of that when it comes to you and yourself. You know what? Do more introspection now. You'll get better at your performance later. Do more self-identity work now and less trying to be like everybody else later. Do more of figuring out who you are, what that means, and why that matters now, and stop trying to be like everybody else. It's not about being the loudest voice in the room. That rarely works. It's about being the most aligned voice. It's about being in a place where we can be clear about where we're going and what we're doing. And not that it doesn't change and not that we have to have it all figured out exactly the way we want every time. That's silly, but where are we going and what does that mean? If someone on your team were to ask you what you value, would your answers match what you say? If someone asked your team what you valued, would their answers match what you say? Right? If somebody asked your team members, hey, Rocky, what's most important to Rocky? Would they say what I say? Or would they give some other list? It's not good or bad or right or wrong. I'm just asking you to reflect. Think about it like this. What's one strength you've overlooked or dismissed because it didn't look leadery enough for you? What's the thing for you? If you've ever felt like you were leading from a place of being an imposter, you've ever felt like you were ill-equipped, you've ever felt like it wasn't you or it wasn't right, what are you currently overlooking in yourself because it didn't look leadery enough that you're not sure if you can even bring that to work? Whatever it is, my guess is that's probably one of the greatest things about you for you to have and for you to bring and for who to use. And so as we look at, that's what I mean when I say lead like you. And the reality is that it matters because your team doesn't need a copy of someone else. They just need you. They need you to lead like you. When you lead like you, your decisions are sharper, your relationships are deeper, your impact as a whole becomes louder, not because you shouted it, but because you finally showed up in a way that was you. And the best part, you don't have to wait for permission. If you have been, then friend, permission granted. You have permission to be you, but you just have to start being honest with yourself. You got to be clear about who you are and where you're going. You got to be clear about what it is you have and what it is that you want and where it is that you want to go next. What's one area where you feel like your leadership is muffled or diluted? What's an area where you want to show up, but you've been nervous because they didn't invite you to the table or you're afraid they may kick you out of the table if you showed up that way? Friend, then maybe that is not your table. Where have you been waiting for approval instead of trusting your ability to know yourself? All things, I believe, for us to look at to recognize why leading like you is so important and why it's so valuable to your organization and to the life that you're really hoping to build. So I want to challenge you with this week as you think about leading like you, not like them. Where are you still trying to lead like them? And what would happen if you were able to change and begin to lead like you? Is it how you show up at a meeting? Is it how you show up in your relationships? Is it how you make a decision that you want to parent your children? Is it how you want to go on date night? Is it how you want to show up and how you want to present to the board? Is it how you write your emails? Is it the gifts that you want to send or the notes that you want to follow up with? Is it how you coach your team? Is it the belief that coaching and feedback is important? Is it in addition to the way that you do your annual or biannual or at best quarterly reviews? What does it look like? Whatever those things are, whatever that thing is that you would say that where have I been trying to lead like them, but if I really honed in to lead like me, this is what that would do. Whatever that is, I want you to call it out. Whatever it is, I want you to write it down. And then I'm going to ask and I'm going to challenge, take one step. Take one step to bring more of you into your leadership this week. Because I promise you, the version of you that is most honest, that is the version that people are waiting for. The idea around lead like you and not like them is not so that you can prove something to someone. It's so that we can live in the confidence that we realize we don't have to prove anything. What's a daily habit that you can shift this week to better reflect your style of leadership? Let's get crazy. And who do you trust enough to hold you accountable to leading more like you? What does that mean and what does that look like for you? If that hits home for you, if what we're saying today, if the idea of lead like you and not like them is something that you're thinking, wow, I gotta get into this, I gotta figure this out, then do me a favor. Do me a favor. Share this podcast with someone. Share it with them and say, hey, I listen to this. I want you to listen to this. I want us to do this thing together. I want us to be accountable together. If you have a team or lead a team, send it to your team. Better yet, share something on social and tag me. Let me see what you're thinking and tell me what it means for you to lead like you. Where are you choosing? Where are you going to be proactive in your approach to lead like you? Thank you so much for being here. If you're listening to what we heard today and you're thinking, this is exactly where I am at, I want to invite you to join me this month for a leadership training. You can go to rockygarza.com/confidence. Again, that's rockygarza.com/confidence. You can register. You can grab your seat there. I would love for you to join me for my monthly leadership training. I would love, love, love to have you with me. If anything we said today resonated with you, I would love to be able to talk through that and to walk you through a process how you too can lead like you and not like